Hello, Flosstube. Um, my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and this is my Flosstube update number 130, I believe. Today is Saturday, August 21st. No, 22nd, sorry. 22nd. And this is a channel about cross-stitch. This is my second attempt again at doing an update. I'm still trying to get the hang of this new tablet, and I am apparently not getting a hang of it because every week that I've used it, I've had to do the update twice. Okay, so this is a channel about cross stitch, and if you may have noticed that I'm a bit of a shorn lamb this week. I decided to cut all my hair off. You know, I've had people, my mom and my sisters tell me, "Oh, but your hair looks great," and it might, but it's just making me too hot. I can't stand it, so it's cut off. I cut it short. So what did I do this week in stitching? I stitched a bit. So I think, like I talked about last Saturday, I talked about how it was World or International or whatever, something, Honeybee Day. And Donna Ray Barrow, I don't remember exactly what her last name is, but she does, her channel is Not Forgotten Farm. And she was holding a sort of a bee sal, stitch anything with a bee in it. And I was doing this design by the Blackberry Rabbit. This was one of the freebie designs from various designers that were doing when the lockdown started, and they were doing be well and stitch, stay home and stitch, whatever. So that be well design was one of the freebies out there, and so I did this the outside of the beginning of the wreath on this. This is 28 count. I think it's Lugana Monaco fabric, a light green that I dyed myself using Rit dye. So I did a little bit of that, and then I did this Teresa Kogut design. Santa knows, your heart is true. Your heart that's true. I always get that wrong. Santa knows your heart that's true, so he's bringing wool for you. Teresa Kogut design. And the model there was stitched on, I want to say, what did I say, 35 count? Yeah, 35 count linen. And I'm doing mine on 28 count even weave. 28 count linen. I think it's 28 count. It's kind of a natural color. So last time I had done, the last time I worked on it a couple weeks ago, I had done the outline of Santa's robe, and part of this outline here. And so then I worked on filling in one arm here, and the hat up here. This is new. And you can kind of see where the Santa's beard is going to go around his face and everything. So, and the bag of wool is going to go here. So I worked on that a little bit, and this part up here. And then another thing I worked on was this Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand needle art. This design, Summer Catch Etching. This was in the summer issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And last time I had done only this fish, this top fish, and I worked on it a little bit this week. I did this beginnings of this little brown framing outline border, and I did the second fish. And this is almost finished. Just have, you know, a little bit more of this brown framing to go, and one more fish, and it'll be done. So I think I'm going to try to work on this week to just finish it and get it finished. That's, I think it's going to be for my dad for Christmas. So, and then at the beginning of the week, like Sunday, Monday, whatever, talked about, I thought last week I talked about how my sister and I had gone to Kinko's and, you know, to get the template that came with the Lindy Stitches, A Mother's Heart, to get the template enlarged a little bit. I didn't bring the original pattern out here, but on her pattern she had stitched it on 32 count linen, and I used 28 count even weave. So the 28 count was, you know, slightly larger than the 32 count. So I had to enlarge the little heart template that came with the pattern. And so I did that on Saturday. And finally, I think later that day, or maybe Sunday or Monday, I don't know, stitched the pieces of the heart together and stuffed it and everything else. So this is what we came up with. I gave this to my mother for her birthday, which was on the 18th, Tuesday. This is A Mother's Heart is Black and Blue, Bruised from Loving Ever True. And this is a sort of a light purple, pink, purplish, really, more than a pink. And you can't really see it on camera because it's kind of, it's not showing its true pinkiness. I dyed it with like a light purple RIT dye. It's, you know, very light. I mean purple color, but we made it very light, very, you know. And then the stitching is a combination of this is Weeks Dye Works mascara. It's supposed to be Black Crow or something like that, but I used mascara because that's the one I had. And this is Gentle Arts Black Mulberry Jam, I think it's what it's called. Something like that. And then these are DMC colors. I talked about that last week. Yeah, so then I bought, this is the Lilacs Lady Dot Creates color. And there's a little bit of a seam down here because I had to piece together the fabric was not quite large enough because I did a 28 count design, so I had to put a little bit of a seam back there. And we had talked about, you know, like maybe stuffing it through here and like doing something, you know, decorative or whatever over that seam. But I didn't trust myself to be able to do it correctly, so we just put a seam there, and I stuffed it, like, you know, through one side or the other. I don't know where. But then this is chenille from Lady Dot Creates in Chianti, is the name of that color. And so yeah, that's how it came out. Like I said, I gave it to my mother for her birthday. And then I also FFO'd this. I've had for a while. I finished it a while back. Of my Scattered Seed Samplers. This is called Spring Delivery. And I used just a piece of like light cardboard, like, or heavy, maybe poster board, whatever you would call it, that I had from something. I think it was something I bought that it came in, and I just, you know, used a piece of that, and I glued the design on around it on this piece of cardboard, and then glued the cardboard to this frame. And this frame was from Hobby Lobby. It's just a little easel type frame. You can either hang it or use the easel. Yeah, I just glued it on there, and I think it looks pretty good. But I did those two FFOs on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. And then, speaking of scattered seed samplers, I meant to show this last week. Karen, she goes by Karen AZ. Sorry, I'm stuck to this chair. Sorry. She goes by Karen AZ. I think on Facebook is where I saw her. She was destashing a few of her patterns, and amongst them she had this by Scattered Seed Samplers, Spring Meadow it's called, and this is by Tammy Black for Scattered Seed Samplers, and I really like this bunny. Now on here she has 2014 and her initials, and I'll probably leave that out and just stitch, more grass across there or something. Oh, he's got a little flower in his mouth. That's cute. And this is like 154 by 83, so it's short and not too long. And it calls for one Crescent Colorworks and some Weeks and Gentle Arts. And of all of the, I think there's only 7 colors, but I only have one of them. So I don't know if I'm going to do a just DMC conversion or more fancy floss just to help build up my stash. I have kind of a lot of Weeks colors, but not that little bunny. This one that I FFO'd. These are all Weeks colors, but not all the called for colors. There's one DMC in there for like this chick's little legs or something. But the rest are Weeks colors. But I just used the Weeks colors that I had rather than the ones that were called for. I think there's one called for color in here somewhere, and the rest were ones that I had. So I have some Weeks colors. So I don't know exactly why I'm going to do that Spring Meadow, and I don't know when I'm going to do it exactly either. So but the other thing I worked on this week was for a design for the Etsy shop for the fall. I don't know if you remember the little pillow things that my sister had designed, and between she and I, we've stitched one for several of the seasons past, for the spring and for patriotic. There's a couple of patriotic designs and some flowers and things like that. So we have one for the fall, and I stitched it, but the fabric that we chose, I think, is a little on the dark side, so we might have to restitch that and do something, or to use a different fabric or something. But also wanted to talk about the Etsy shop a little bit real quick here. Because we have a few things that I just wanted to go back and highlight them. Last week I talked about a little bit about some of the needle minders we have, and I wanted to just reiterate some of the other things we have in there. We have a bunch of these different fabrics of project bags, and they're a little bit different. They're pretty big, pretty good size. They're about 15 inches deep and about, I want to say, 12, 13, 14 inches wide. I don't know. I'm not good at eyeballing. I forget. But but so like this one, for instance, is ladybug fabric, green ladybugs and yellow ladybugs. The inside is yellow ladybugs, and the zipper on the zipper pull, there's a little ladybug charm. If I can hold it still. Yeah, it's a ladybug. And then the Notions pouch is the green and yellow ladybug fabric. So the Notions pouches are listed separately on the Etsy shop, and they can be purchased separately. And then the project bags are on there also. So just real quick, while I have time, real quick, I want to run over what the fabrics are. There's this one with the daisies and the ladybugs, and an Oceans pouch, and this patriotic one, little patriotic dogs. Sorry, patriotic dogs, and there's this sparkly star fabric on the inside, and there's a project bag. And then there is the tropical one we have with palm trees and bananas and watermelon, and there's a pink fabric on the inside. I don't know, yeah, pink and white. You can kind of see it. But there's also a project bag in that fabric with a little shell charm. If I can get it turned around right. There it is. But yeah. And then there's also a sort of a wintry, foresty one with some deer and foxes and blue jays on there, owls. There's a Notions pouch, and there's a project bag. Oh, sorry. And it has this green foresty fabric as a contrast with it. And there's a little deer on the zipper pull. And then there is another patriotic bag, this one with big stars, and it has that sparkly star fabric on the inside. There's this one, and there's the project bag. It also has a little United States. The other project bag has a little flag on it. I don't know if I didn't show that one, but there's the United States on there. And then there is this little bumblebee one. So on the inside is this little bee fabric, and on the outside is the bigger bee fabric. So there's a Notions pouch, and there is the project bag. Okay. I don't want to run out of time here. But the other, there's a few others. There is this chili pepper Notions pouch. I think the project bag has already been purchased, but there's a Notions pouch. It has chili peppers on the outside and avocados, guacamole, chips, whatever on the inside. And then there is one more of these. This is a flamingo bag. It doesn't have a snap yet. It will have a snap. But these are flamingos and that same pink fabric, or similar pink fabric. And this one also has a little pink seashell on there. So anyway, those are that kind of project bag, excuse me. And there's another kind that is quilted and doesn't have a zipper, but has straps. So there's this one with the cactuses, and there's stripes on the inside. And like I said, this one does not have a zipper on it, so you can use it for as a tote bag for other project bags, or you can use it for knitting. It's good for knitting because it doesn't have a zipper that'll catch anything. And then there is a Notions pouch here. This is also quilted. This Notions pouch with the really pretty flowers and things on it, and the matching quilted little tote bag. Now these are smaller. These are much smaller. They're like about maybe 12 by 12, whatever, but they have handles, and these are really good for knitting also. This fabric on the inside, and there's the outside, and these are little quilted things. So this one here, and this has just a solid maroon color on the inside, and then there is a quilted little patchwork pouch. And again, these are smaller. And then there's this one here. And it has I think it's basically the same fabric on the inside, but it's just not quilted. And then the bag that goes with that is this one here. Has Christmas fabric designs and the quilted, handles. And again, it does not have a zipper. And this one has that foresty. Oops, there's a thread there. Fabric, that green foresty fabric on there. So anyway, these are all in the Etsy shop. Oh, and then one more thing I wanted to talk about that's in there is these are, I don't want to take them out of the plastic bag, so you're going to have to forgive me for the glare and the crinkle. But these are skeins of yarn that my younger sister made out of some wool that she had. Hand-dyed blue-faced Leicester in the colorway Black Vine that she made into yarn. It was, I guess, roving that she spun into yarn. And then this one is called Deep Spruce. And so it's a blue color. But, so she made those, she spun those yarns, and they're also on the Etsy shop. So, like I said, that's a quick recap of stuff that's available on the Etsy shop. Three Sisters Creative is what it's called. There's a little hair that's bugging me there. But so, feel free to check it out, and I'm going to put a link to the Etsy shop in the comments below. I'm going to try to put that link there. And so that was a whirlwind recap of what's available in the Etsy shop for those of you who are interested in that. And I just wanted to go over that because some of you might not have been around when we first started mentioning those things and showing those things. But so, yeah, feel free to check that out and let us know what you think of those things. Anyway, I think that's about it. I'm trying to get this done before my tablet cuts me off again. So I will see you next week, and hopefully I'll have more, and I'll probably think of something I was supposed to mention that I forgot to mention. But I think that's it. So I will see you next week. Again, I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. And I should hopefully next week maybe I'll have this done in one shot instead of having to repeat everything. Yeah. So, okay, I'll see you next week. And that's it. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.